Hello folks. It's very important to understand before make any kind of the investment or start any kind of the business. First thing you should understand that if I'm going to start this project, so this project would be profitable for me or not. You have to be understand the value of your future cash flow in present time. Sounds complicated? Don't worry. Today we will learn about the NPV and IRR. These two are very significant method which allow you to calculate the value of your future cash flow in present time. Before starting any project, you can understand that how much money I am going to earn from this investment. Suppose if you started some amount of money and you know in 1 year or 2 years this would be my cash flows from the business activities. If you have these data, so you will be able to understand the future profitability of your business. So NPV and IRR are very handy and very significant tool while we assessing any kind of the investment. So today in this video, we will learn about the NPV and IRR. NPV stands for the net present value and IRR stands for the internal rate of return, and XIRR is a updated form of IRR. Both are the same. Most analysts prefer to use XIRR instead of the IRR. Okay, but both are interpret the same stories. So first let's understand what is the definition of the NPV and IRR. As you can see on the screen, net present value NPV is the difference between the present value of cash flows and the present value of the cash outflows over the period of time. By contrast, the internal rate of return is calculation used to estimate the profitability of potential investment. So let's understand, NPV is the present value of your future cash flows and IRR is the potential profitability of your business. NPV interpret the story that what is the present value of your future cash flows, and IRR interpret the story that how much profitable this business would be. This is the major task of the NPV and IRR. These are very handy and very significant tool while you are assessing any kind of the business opportunities. So through this method, company analyze that if it's going to expand any kind of the project or any business, whether this investment is going to be profitable for company or not, or any individual. If you want to start any business, so today we will learn ahead that through NPV and IRR you will be in position to understand that my this investment is how much profitable it would be and what would be the my present value of cash in hand and in future cash flows of the companies. And if you have two different business model and you are confused that which business is more suitable for me, so through NPV and IRR you will be able to understand that which business would be generate more profit and which business would be less profitable. Sounds complicated? Don't worry. When we will learn on the Excel, you will be able to better understand that what is this mean or okay. So if you have any doubt, please feel free to write down the comment, and if you are not subscribed to our channel, we request you to kindly subscribe. So without any delay, let's straight get to the Excel sheet to understand NPV, IRR and XIRR. Alright, now let's understand how to calculate the NPV and IRR and XIRR. So first thing, let's assume there are two projects. Today we will analyze the two projects, project A and project B. Suppose initial amount you have 1 lakh rupees and there are two businesses and you have no idea whether you should be invest in project A or project B. You are completely blank. All you have a future cash flows. Let's calculate it here. Suppose in 2020 we start the business. Let's assume 1/12/2020. So we started this project and we want to end it in 1 December 2023. Let's copy the date and paste it to project B. Okay, this is our the time frame. So let's assume first we invested 1 lakh rupees in project A, and we assume after 1 year we will get a profit of 50,000 rupees. Then in next year 2022 we will get a return of 70,000 rupees suppose, and we have planned to exit the business in 2023. Suppose we are going to sell the business in 2023. We sell the business, let's assume, in 2 lakh rupees. Okay, now let's go and calculate the project B. We assume we have 1 lakh rupees. All right, now let's assume the cash flows. Project B will give a return of 70,000 in first year, then 90,000 in second year, and after 2 years in third years we will sell the business, let us assume 3 lakh. So these are the cash flow structure of the two projects, project A and project B. So first thing, understand what the money goes from our pocket to the business. We will put the minus sign over here because 1 lakh we are investing from ourselves. So we will put the minus sign over here because this is the outflows or this is the inflows. This is the money went from our pocket and this is the money we receive in our pocket. This is our outflow, this is our inflow. So initial amount, this is our outflow. Let's put the minus sign. Every outflow should be the minus sign and inflows should be the positive sign. Always keep this into mind. Let's go and calculate the NPV is equal to NPV. To calculate the NPV, you need to have a hurdle rate or discount rate. Discount rate is minimum return you are expecting from that investment. Suppose, let's assume that this 1 lakh rupees, you borrow this money from a bank loan and you have to pay the 6% interest rate on that money. So minimum 6%, that business should be at least required 6% to maintain your break-even point. So this is the minimum return you are expecting. Let's write down our minimum return 6%. Suppose 6%. Hurdle, it could be the risk premium rate or WACC, weighted average cost of capital, or risk-free return, or your interest rate, or your expected return. That is the completely different topic. In future, maybe we will bring videos about the WACC and discounted rate. But let's assume that this is the minimum return you are expecting from that particular investment. Now let's calculate the NPV. Is equal to NPV, open parenthesis, rate is 6%. We are expecting from that investment. Values is the series of the cash flows. Let's calculate it from 2020 to all the way to 2023. This is our assumed forecasted cash flows. So this is our net present value of our cash flow. Always remember, if NPV is positive, so that means you can accept that project. You can go forward and invest into that business. If NPV is negative, that means business is not worth investing. You will be make loss if you invest in the negative NPV business. Now let's go and calculate the IRR. IRR is very simple, just equal to IRR. IRR is internal rate of return. It's give you the how much percent profit from that cash flows. IRR is always in the percent form. Alright, this is IRR. And XIRR is more sophisticated than IRR. Most analysts prefer to use the XIRR instead of the IRR because XIRR is more updated and more sophisticated because XIRR also calculates the time value of your money. What cash flows had been generated and that take into the account. So let's calculate how to XIRR calculated is equal to XIRR. So first thing, values, let's select the values all the way to here in 2023, then comma, date. Now select the date. At what date what cash flows has been generated. Okay, then comma, guess, leave it blank because Excel automatically take the guess rate. If I want to customize investment, suppose I take 5%, 10%, any kind of the guess I want to be more customized return, then I'll put the guess. Usually leave the guess blank. Now close the bracket. Now go for the project B. NPV is equal to NPV rate. This is our hurdle rate. Values, select the values all the way to here. Close the parenthesis. IRR is equal to IRR. These are the inbuilt formulas. You can easily calculate IRR and XIRR in Excel. Guess, leave the guess blank, just close the bracket. Okay. Now XIRR is equal to XIRR. These are the values, select the values, then comma, date, select the date of the cash flow, then guess, leave the guess blank. As you can see, IRR and XIRR are similar, but let me show you something. If I change the date, suppose instead of 1, let me get it 30. Now, if I change the date of the cash flow, as you can see here, the XIRR has been changed from 55 to 93 because the more time take to generate the cash flows, the return has been changed from the different time frames. So this is the work of the XIRR. XIRR is more sophisticated in order to calculate the time. Now let's compare the project A and project B. That which project is most profitable. If I have initial 1 lakh rupees, so where I should be invest, whether I should be invest in project A or I should go for the project B. So as you can see, NPV of the project A is 1,67,000, but NPV of project B is 2,81,000 something. Alright, IRR is internal rate of return is also higher of the B. It has 65 and project B has 95. XIRR is also high. So as you can see here that project B seems better. Project B has the more potential to generate the cash flow. It is more profitable for you. If you invest in project B, you would be economically better position than compared to project A. So this is the function of the NPV, IRR and XIRR. Hope this concept is clear to you, that what is the work of the NPV, IRR and XIRR. NPV give you the present value of your cash flow. If you investing 1 lakh rupees, what is the intrinsic value of the business? What is the present value of your 1 lakh rupees over the 4 years of the time period? If it's went negative, suppose let's assume instead of 50,000 it give you 20,000, and then you sold the business instead of the 2 lakh, let's assume you sold it to 80,000. If you change the cash flow, suppose in 2021 it's give you the 20,000 profit. Suppose project A give you the 20,000 profit in 2021 and 15,000 profit in 2022, and you sold the whole business in 80,000 in 2023. So your NPV has been changed. Okay, it goes from positive to negative. So if NPV is negative, that means you should be not invest in that project, because you are paying a higher price than the value of an investment. Okay, the value of the project is less valued than you are investing. Avoid to invest in the business if its NPV is negative. So always keep into mind. So through NPV, IRR and XIR, you will be able to understand that where you should be put your money, what business you should be start, and whether this is the economically benefit for me or not. NPV, IRR and XIR are very significant, very important tool to analyze the cash flows. One thing I want to mention here, XIRR also used to calculate the SIPs. So through XIRR, you can calculate your SIP return. Hope you understand the concept. If you have any doubt, please write down the comment to us. Have a good day.